So what does like your actual training look like? How do you actually train for WWE wrestling?
So ours, so we train. How to get in? So now there's a training school in Vancouver called the Lionsgate Dojo, which is
Okay.
super cool. But basically, an average training day for us. Usually we do like warm ups, but definitely a lot of rolls, forward roll, backward rolls, a lot of handstands, head springs, kip ups, a lot of like mobility kind of things. Then we
Right.
kind of get into like there's fundamentals in wrestling, so we go over the basics. Even now, it's so important. Like basics is key. So like even we practice like basics numerous times a week, but then eventually you do some lucha spots, which is like Mexican wrestling, or do some other like fancy throws and this and this. Maybe put it together in a match, but it's like there's also like you could even have a wrestling match without planning it before. Sometimes you could do like a 5-minute match on the fly, which is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
And then, but yeah, usually like matches or now we're at the point where we just like come up with creative things that we could do ourselves on a match, and we could experiment more with that and stuff.
Nice. And like, what do you guys train like in the gym, like working on, like, do you have a training program or something for like strength or conditioning and things like that?
So it's two separate things. So we do wrestling training once, twice, or three times a week.
Okay.
But for the gym, we found before, at the beginning when we started wrestling, we wanted to get heavy. We were like eating peanut butter. Yeah, we gained so much weight. And then now we look back at the pictures and we're like, oh, we were huge. We couldn't move. But now our focus on like burpees and like jumping higher. High intensity cardio. We did like box jumps today at the gym. Definitely, because no one wants to see that tired wrestler who puts his like hands on his knees and stuff.
You want to be explosive and like athletic.
Yeah, but that's something we changed like only as recently as like a year and a half ago. Like we had so bad shoulder mobility and hip mobility just from I think like squatting wrong and things like that. So we really like dumbed it back down, focused on form, really figured everything out. And we just now so like high intensity cardio, even sometimes just on the field, like we just do sprints but pre-workout helps a lot. Yeah, a lot of caffeine.
Yeah, I feel like if you're training that much, like how often do you guys go to the gym? And you said you already do like 1 to 3 like wrestling trainings a week. So before, I think we used to like do way too overtrain. Yeah, we used to overtrain. I think I saw some of your TikToks. You sometimes might overtrain, or no? Yeah, well, I mean, I think everyone's like dealt with overtraining. Like when I was competing in CrossFit, so like after snowboarding, I was like, okay, I'm competing in CrossFit. I would live at the gym. Like I'd bring my laptop, and so I would do like I'd be at the gym for like 8 hours. Not all of that was training, but like because I would work on my laptop. But I would do 2 or 3 like 2-hour sessions, which is like it's so hard to keep up with. And so like as stress went up with like workload and different things, it's like, okay, well, this is just, you're like, so you start burning out. Like I think you can do it when you have absolutely nothing else to care about. Like you don't have to worry about anything else, you know? But yeah, when all of a sudden that's it. And then you have like stress in other points of life, and you have to like make money and do all these things. It's like, that doesn't work so well. So yeah, now I think I've just been like training more intuitively and like, okay, how do I feel? I need to work on like my mobility more. Let me take a step back and like, you know, okay, I did high intensity. The next day, maybe I'm going to do more endurance and like recover. But yeah, it's definitely, I think a lot of athletes deal with that, especially at the start. Like if you're really motivated, you want to be the best. You're like, I'm just going to train, but it's not maybe the best for longevity. Like we used to always go on 10-kilometer runs, or the most we ever did was 22, which was insane. But that doesn't really help with wrestling. So we kind of had to realize we should do stuff that helps us in wrestling. And we do a rest day now where we don't do anything, just maybe like stretch or so, which helped a lot. Probably like once every 5 days, 4 days, or something like that.